Hola amigos, aquí en un nuevo episodio de Vampyr con Space y donde lo dejamos en el capítulo anterior en el que llegamos al hospital de Pembroke para analizar la sangre de nuestro vampiro creador, que era Will Bishop. Bueno, antes de subir las habilidades de nuestro personaje vamos a indagar un poco más en el hospital. Vamos a conocer un poco al personal y a los enfermos que nos pueden otorgar algunas pistas para poder seguir con esta fantástica historia. Entonces, bueno, no dormiré porque así es como se suben las habilidades. Entonces vamos a salir.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
Tenemos una sierra. Historia de la clínica. Vamos a ver. Las dejaré acá para los que la quieren ver. Ya saben que pueden pausar el video. Creo que habían otras notas que no había leído. Así que las voy a mirar un poco. Y nos dieron una pista de nuestro enfermo. Tomás se siente responsable de haber quedado desfigurado durante la guerra. Esta era la anterior. No sé si la mostré, que era la que habíamos encontrado en el bote y no la había podido encontrar después. Así que se las dejo acá por si la quieren ver. Y aquí están las otras. Entonces vimos esta. Y aquí es la de Thomas. Creo que las demás ya las habían mostrado. Sí. Sí, las otras ya estaban. Esta no. Las dejo ahí. Creo que esta tampoco. Y un ensangrentado. Este sí, creo. Bueno, pero se los dejo ahí de todas maneras. Ah, mira que no lo había visto. Porque tenemos nuevas pistas. No se puede entrar.
Not now.
It's locked, all right.
Podemos subir a un tercer piso. Vamos a ir a indagar un poco. Ah, no se puede. Bueno. Por allá. No, tampoco. Y había entrado acá, ¿cierto? Sí, ya habíamos venido para acá. Bueno, tenemos una nueva pista, vamos a hablar con él.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was put...
You were an officer.
No, pero eso ya lo habíamos presentado.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
¿Qué?
Why do you feel responsible?
I wasn't...
Why love?
Come on.
Reconstruct.
I don't want to...
Fue yo.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are a
Since your tenure in this hospital...
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard...
There is no need for such and
That is one point we could agree on.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I've run.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs.
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude.
What do you mean?
She managed...
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Don't waste your time with me.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to say.
Are you really that rich?
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How
So painful.
I'm sure.
Not really.
I see.
Yes, maybe.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if a third opinion...
I see.
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about you.
I'm just a
I
regular...
was more curious.
I'm a carpenter.
Are you sat?
Well,
I won't...
are you sure you don't want...
In other circum... Tell me.
Strickland,
What do you mean?
I often had professional...
You seem worried.
I cannot give up.
What about their mother? If I'm...
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids.
Tell me more about the death.
1915.
What happened? How are your...
They were smaller then.
I
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
These men,
Morgue disguised as
they're a
hospital.
company of professional vampire hunters.
Ya, voy a buscar una salida por acá. Aquí será la salida principal. Tenemos de nuevo muy buena avanzada.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's a painter.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Entonces salimos de acá.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Entonces tenemos que ir ahora a la morgue. Ah, qué bonito. Vamos por acá.
Street corner. The daily routine.
Time has lost its effect.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. It still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
La venganza.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with
That bastard you sent to...
I see.
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially...
What's wrong?
Come on.
But you're a lot.
What are you
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. It's locked.
Hay otro refugio ahí, pero sí ya tenemos, ¿no?
Go back home, idiot!
Oh. ¿Qué sacó? ¿Qué gente hay? Bueno, después iremos por allá. Creo que había una forma de ver tal por atrás.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
No, uno menos. Vamos a mirar un poco más la zona. A ver si vemos a otro por acá. Sí, hay otro. Nos acercamos con cuidado para poder morderlo. Menos mal que estas caídas no me hacen daño porque me he tirado todo el rato. Y para acá. Ah, sí, ya está. Y por acá. Las mías son iguales a las que usan acá ahora. Y por acá. Ya, de ahí venía yo. Entonces vamos a venir por acá ahora. Ahí hay otros. Vamos a poner eso. Ah, Milton. Milton y Pipa. Pipa es la...
So,
¿No era la enfermera?
Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Acá estamos entonces en la morgue. Aquí está. Ay, es que me salí sin querer. Y ahora sí. Entonces estábamos acá. No hay nada para tomar. Ni siquiera sé si pasa por ahí.
It's locked, all right.
Me pierdo aquí, lo siento. Entonces yo venía por ahí. Para acá. Vamos a abrir esta puerta. Aquí vamos las monedas. Y al parecer no hay nada más. Sí, se va. Ahí hay uno.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Y no hay nada más. Salimos. Y vamos a ir por acá lento para poder aturdir a ese escalo.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Las monedas. Dice que me van a servir en algún momento. Que me las llevo todas. ¿Y esta puerta se puede abrir? No. Hay algo que está brillando. No se ve ninguna escala, así que entro. Damos eso, botellas de alcohol.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
¿Ahí hay algo? ¡Uy, no vi! No sé dónde salió. ¿Dónde estaba? ¿Qué onda? Y al parecer no hay nada más, así que... Ah, pero puedo subir aquí. Aquí entré, ¿cierto? Quizás venía de acá. Abre. ¿No? está por ahí. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Vieron algo, cierto? Que yo sí. ¿Segura? Ay, yo vi algo. Ay, no estaba ahí acá. Entonces vamos a venir lento para poder consumirle la sangre a este Skull. Venimos. Le pegamos. ¿Qué está haciendo? Ya, sí, como que no tengo mucha vida. Y hay dos allá que me están esperando y no sé qué voy a hacer. Ah, pero la vida me va subiendo un poco. Esperar un poco entonces. Quedar aquí mientras sube la vida. Aquí no estoy. Aquí no hay nadie. La, 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 la. Papo. Ya. ¿Dónde está el otro? Está por ahí. Vamos a hacer más cerca. Celines, ¿qué más hay acá? ¿No tenías nada? Ok. ¿Qué se me cae o qué? Acá hay más, parece. Pero me faltó que ver algo acá. Así que me voy a devolver. Ah, por aquí. Ah, qué bueno. Voy a entrar acá. La nueva investigación y ciudadano presiona para que haya investigaciones locales. Ya. Esta. Ya.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Arma secundaria para absorber directamente la sangre. Ah, mira. Acá y había, entramos por esa y también estaba esta puerta. Esta y la vi. Ah, sí. Ya. ¿Cuál nos faltaba por ver? Esta.
Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Podemos confeccionar medicamentos. ¿Sí? Tienes como suficientes para confeccionar medicamento, tratamiento para la fatiga. Ya, pero vamos a analizar esto primero. Tratamiento para la fatiga. Ya. Vamos a subirlo. No. Hasta acá. Hasta acá sí. Tenemos esto ahora. Y parece como que siguen apareciendo. No, indefinidamente. Ya hay más. Solo quiero irme, por favor. Ahora sí que está más a salvo. Entonces no sé ni siquiera por dónde he venido. Ya, allá creo que no es. Lo venimos por acá. Sí que lo leímos, ¿no? Sí, por acá.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Rick.
Dr. Swansea has
Did he really?
all members...
I see.
You...
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Ah, tenemos su billetera. Está. Pero vamos a preguntarle algo, ¿no? No.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Milton.
Daily routine.
You'll be fine. We'll take care of it.
There again.
It's locked.
No puedo abrir eso. ¿Dónde está la doctora Crane?
As for me, what a blunder.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Luego del paciente en la habitación que se encuentra detrás de él para comprobar su estado de salud.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
I'm all
But
right.
in the circumstances,
Don't
I'm
waste
willing
your
to give
time
you the
with me.
benefit of the doubt. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Good evening, sir.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Methods, and you will kindly apologize.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Para verificar el estado de salud del ciudadano. Con RB.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Why did your mother have you hospital?
No,
But lie.
My mother...
sí, lo habíamos.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
My sweet girl. Never believe anything from her. So many deaths. Every street corner.
I cannot enter.
¿Cómo estaba así? ¿Alguien entró? ¿Alguien entró? Eso no estaba así, ¿cierto? Extraño eso. Y ahora vamos a subir una de estas habilidades Ser lanza de sangre, arroja una lanza hecha de sangre que puede pasar a través de los enemigos ubicados frente a ti. Garras, un golpe de corto alcance que puede cortar a todas las criaturas vivientes. Ya tenemos eso. Ese igual podría ser. Acá, ciencia. Llevar 3 horas contigo, aumenta la cantidad de balas. No. ¿Ya? ¿Sí? Aumenta el daño cuando usa la mordiendo. No, ahora voy a subir esto. Aumentar nuestra salud porque igual es bajo. Ahora somos más fuertes. Bueno amigos, hasta aquí el episodio de nuestro fantástico juego. Lamentablemente perdí una pista de un paciente, el cual no sé si era vital importancia para el juego o no. Si alguien sabe, por favor dejármelo en los comentarios. Y quédate atento al próximo episodio para que conozcamos el destino de nuestro doctor como vampiro. Aquí está nuestro personaje. Y bien, muchos besitos a todos y cuídense por favor, no se expongan a no ser que sea necesario. ¡Chao!